that leads us to my favorite segment every week, Aesthetics, where we talk about the looks of baseball, the uniforms, the logos. I am a graphic designer by trade in the baseball industry, so this is always near and dear to my heart. But got a kind of a different one than we've done in the past. We've been doing our breakdowns of all the Nike City Connect uniforms as they've come out, which there's a bunch coming out shortly, probably next week. I think there's a couple, but this week I wanted to talk about the New York Yankees and the first world problems they are suffering through right now.
Oh man, what is it?
They have now retired, as of last year, 22 different numbers.
Holy crap.
And they are complaining that they are running out of numbers to use and are petitioning Major League Baseball to allow their coaches to not have to wear numbers. So those opens up, I think, 11 new numbers that people could use throughout the season. So you have the coaches, you have the 22 retired numbers of the Yankees. So now they only have 66 numbers to work with somehow, and it's becoming a burden for them.
So I really feel for them.
There's a bunch of angles with this. How ridiculous is it that they have 22 retired numbers? The last one they did was Paul O'Neill. I think that's where the debate started coming. Like, does he really? He's a great player, but does he really need to have his jersey number retired?
Probably not.
Yeah, I didn't do a deep enough breakdown to see how many Tigers, Cubs, White Sox. White Sox have a lot of statues, but I'm not sure you have that an egregious amount of retired numbers. But it's a little bit obnoxious. Of course, the Yankees do have the storied history, so you do have to pay homage to that in some ways. But the idea that they've caused themselves a problem by retiring too many numbers that they're now whining about just kind of made me laugh. I guess the other angle I was going to take on this is, if they don't have numbers, they're just going to have blank jerseys. Or is that an opportunity for them to sell advertising eventually, as we're now seeing sleeve patch advertising is starting to proliferate throughout the majors?
Right.
Is that another opportunity? I don't think Major League Baseball is going to allow that, but do they give them a QR code? Could it just be a big QR code on their back? And now that we are in the digital age, people they don't know who it is they're looking at. They can just hold up their phone, tell them who the coach is there on the sideline. I don't think that's going to happen either, but I thought that was another interesting way to deal with the issue. But
do they include Jackie Robinson in that number, right? Or is it just 22 Yankee players?
Yeah, I guess then it'd be 23 numbers. So
real quick, just for funny, the Sox have 11.
Okay.
And the Cubs have 6 if you include Jackie Robinson. They kind of got a twofer because both Fergie Jenkins and Maddox were 31.
Okay.
So yeah. So there you go. To put it in storied histories, there's a lot less here in Chicago, I guess. Combined, the Sox and Cubs almost have as many retirees as the Yankees.
Well, thank you for adding that extra layer of information. It's the extra texture to this. I appreciate that. We're working together finally on this podcast instead of working against each other as we normally do. So,
well, I mean, that's part of the fun, working against each other.
The last angle I want to bring up about this specific issue is the absurdity, if you think about it, that baseball coaches have to wear full uniforms.
Exactly.
The tradition of that is hilarious if you think deep about it.
What I think MLB should do in this case, and I agree with you 100%, is just be like, no coaches have to wear numbers.
Yeah. And in practicality, a lot of managers, they just wear pullovers or a sweatshirt or something, so you don't really see their jersey number anyway.
Or that's another thing. They can wear the fucking pants, the baseball pants, but just
they definitely wear the pants.
Have them wear, yeah, exactly. Have them wear like a warm-up, short sleeve warm-up thing or something. Like it's time.
I think that's going to be the obvious solution because it's already happening. It's already allowed. So I think they just say you don't need to have a number for a coach. But
God,
it also brings up the absurdity that's even been the tradition. Because if you think about other sports, how bizarre would it look if basketball coaches were sitting there in shorts and tank tops? 70-year-old men.
I'd love to see Bill Self in a Kansas jersey on the sideline in a Kansas basketball outfit.
what if football coaches were in shoulder pads and cleats?
Did you see Andy Reid on the sideline in shoulder pads, did Mike McCarthy for the Cowboys in like a football outfit?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just fucking hilarious.
So the idea that we're just used to seeing baseball managers and coaches in full uniform, is why it doesn't seem that absurd. But in the larger context, it is absolutely absurd. But I just thought that was fun to bring up. I love doing aesthetics, so that was just a different angle on it. I love to poke fun at the Yankees anytime I can.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird though, because just going back to the managers for a second and the coaches, like I think they do need to be in a partial uniform though, or now it would just be weird, right?
Yeah.
Again, I think it's fine having like just a solid team colored shirt on, but like they have to have the baseball pants on or they would just look weird now.
Yeah, it would look
like
weird.
Running out in khakis or something to the mound, like just like looking like essentially a basketball coach on the sideline would just be weird at this point.
I mean, this tradition is based in legitimate logistics, as there were player managers at many points throughout baseball history. So I think that's where it all stems from. So that the manager could set foot on the field and play a few innings if he needed to at one point. So that's where this all stems from. But that day and age is long past. So I think baseball is going to be making some changes in that regard. So.
Word Hole Media.